Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, September 29th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is no stranger to the acting, modeling, and TV hosting game. He is from Ecuador, and he is the first Latino actor to ever have an interview here on Style by Stevie. I'm super excited to have him here. So we're going to get into some things with him and find out how he got his start into the business. He's been doing this for a minute, and I'm super excited to have him here. You guys are not only getting one show today, but you're getting two shows. Coming up next at 4 p.m., we have the lovely, the beautiful, the talented, award-winning singer and songwriter Angel Grant will be joining me. And you know her for her hit single Little Red Boot. She was signed in 1998 by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who we know are responsible for Janet Jackson. So without further ado, let's dive right into this interview with our first special guest, Juan Antonio. Let's share this live with him, ladies and gentlemen, so that we can get everybody in here. Be sure to share the live, and also thank you guys for subscribing to Style by Stevie on YouTube. Make sure you guys head on over there if you have not and subscribe. You guys will not want to miss all of my interviews. All of them are going up, and I'm super excited. I hope you guys all are doing wonderful. So without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest from Ecuador, coming to the United States down in the dollhouse. We have Juan Antonio. Let me add him, ladies and gentlemen. Please be sure to share the live, get your drinks, get your snacks, because you guys are getting two interviews today. So let's dive right into it.
Surprise, surprise.
Welcome, welcome to the dollhouse. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing amazing. I was so eager, and finally I'm here to share with everybody the experience of being in the number one talk show in social media, Style by Stevie. Hell yeah.
Thank you. It is such an honor to have you here. So before we get into this interview, how has your 2022 been thus far for you? Because I know you've been busy working, producing, directing, doing so many things behind the scenes. How has your 2022 been for you thus far?
Well, I'm passionate about what I do. I love everything that has to do with the entertainment business. I'm very happy to do, especially what I think and what I'm sure I was born to do. All this time, I'm talking about for the past 9, 10 years, I've been in front of a camera, in front of a lot of people on set, and fulfilling exactly what I was meant to do.
And that you are. You do so many things. You're a man of many hats. You model, you act, and you're a TV host. And you've done some very familiar soap operas that we might have seen in the Ecuador area. So tell us what it's like for you growing up in Ecuador. How many brothers, how many sisters, and what made you say, okay, this is my calling. This is what I want to do to get into this
Well,
business.
growing up in Ecuador is very interesting. Now, everybody, I want to tell you that Ecuador, of course, is located in South America, right next to Argentina, near Colombia. And the special thing about my country is that it has a lot of natural resource. It has beaches, and the climate is so, so delicious. And growing up in a country with hard, warm people, it has given me a lot of sights, sights as in what I want to do in my life. And when I started, it's very funny because when I started growing up, little did I know that I was going to become an actor until I watched my very Batman and Superman movie. I gotta tell you, my all-time great favorite actor, especially in the Batman series, was Michael Keaton and
Oh,
Val Kilmer. And when I was 6 years old, I didn't actually speak English. I didn't know anything about speaking English, but I loved Batman movies. So I just disguised myself in the Batman costume. And I just made up the words just as I was watching it on film. So it was something like this. Good evening. I'm Batman. And that's the only English I knew how to speak. But little did I know that I was acting at that very moment when I was 6 years old. And I did that the same with the Hulk movies, with the Superman movies. Without knowing English, I just pretended I was on the big screen doing the same thing I watched on TV.
And that's where you got your start from. So what did mom and dad say when you wanted to get into acting and did you realize that this was your calling? Were they supportive of it?
Well, it's very funny because my dad is a doctor and my mom is a lawyer. So they have nothing whatever to do with acting. So I was like, I think I'm going to pursue an interesting career. And they said, oh, really? Are
Yeah.
you sure? And I said, yeah, why not? But of course, they were a little bit doubtful because, their backgrounds are different. And the interesting thing I come to realize is that I became an actor because of this guy I'm going to show you right now. Take a look. Take a look right now. Woo! Ric Flair. That's right, baby. The wrestling all-time great legend. This is the reason why I became an actor. All the flamboyancy, all the styling and profiling this guy
Yeah.
exemplifies and shows in front of the camera. He's inspired a lot of generations. He's inspired Snoop Dogg, and it has also inspired me. Kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying. Woo, son of a gun. So when I was watching Rick on every single segment, on every single promo, and of course because I'm a huge wrestling fan, I said, you know what? That I love it. That's what I want to do. And of course, I gotta tell you as well that I was into pro wrestling as well. I love pro wrestling so much. But Queen, the interesting thing is that I pretty much took what Ric Flair taught me in front of the camera and just translated into acting. I said, you know what? I love this guy. I love what he can do. I love the way he catches an audience and impacts with his presence as a larger than life character. And boom, I realized by so many years watching pro wrestling, The Rock, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, that subconsciously I had developed a talent. And that talent was to transmit with flamboyancy, with charisma, my character, my gimmick to an audience. And I said, boom, there we go. Acting is the path I gotta follow. And everything came so naturally and so smoothly.
Yes. And that personality from when I've seen Ric Flair, because I used to watch wrestling myself, and the Attitude Era was my favorite era with Stone Cold Steve Austin and
Hell yeah.
all of them. That was my favorite era of WWE. But to see Ric Flair and his personality, he oozed personality. Like each individual wrestler oozed personality. So I definitely could see where you're saying about that flamboyancy and that vibrancy coming to life. And you're coming to life in this interview. So who are some others that have inspired you throughout your acting career as well too? Because you've done so much, which we'll get into.
Okay, yeah. So other inspirations, other kind of like models to follow besides Ric Flair, The Rock. The Rock is one of my big favorite movie stars. That dude, has such a
Mm-hmm.
charisma which is larger than life. The way he captivates an audience, it's amazing. So the interesting part of it all is that when I was in college, of course, I pursued a degree in hotel management and hospitality. And throughout my career in hospitality, while I was studying, I realized that I was a big prankster. I could do a lot of pranks on people, of course, on the good way. Taking them their emotions and just creating a story. So
Yeah.
I would make different stories to the new people I just met in college. Like for example, gosh, I'm so depressed because I flunked uh, chemistry, and God, I don't know what to do, and please, just help me out, something like that. And my friends who were surrounding me knew the prank I was doing onto the other kid. But that kid was so into it. He believed my emotions that, all of a sudden, every single one of my friends started telling me, hey, dude, you really got to follow acting or pursue an acting career. You're pretty good at what you're doing. And I just thought to myself, really, if I can do this as a prank to people that have just met me, why don't I do it in front of the camera? And that's when I decided to pursue acting. And guess what? It's funny because when I got to acting class, everything just flowed naturally. And with my wrestling background, as far as knowing how to do a pro, my acting coach said, "Gosh, dude, you pretty much know what to do. I mean, you're good. And then, of course, I pursued techniques like the Meisner technique, in which I, of course, developed a more technical part of the business as far as becoming an actor, and as far as emotional experiences with feelings. I also used a technique called the Stanislavski School, which teaches you to rely on emotions, to bring those emotions to the present time for you to develop your character
Yeah.
and develop the role you're actually playing. And pretty much in my country, I've done movies, films, documentaries, short films. Of course, I started out with theater, and I've done it all. And in my country, there's a huge opportunity. Of course, in Los Angeles, there's a lot of competition, but in my country, because our industry is, of course, not as much as developed in the United States, we have depends on how you market yourself. You're gonna get a lot of roles, and that's what I did. I talked to directors, to producers, and I got different roles. So I'm ready to move on to the states. Now I'm already signed in an agency of England called Talent Image Entertainment, and I'm just working out the promos with those guys, and they're helping me out, and it's turning out pretty good.
Your sound went kind of down a little bit.
I sound what?
Your sound kind of went down a little bit.
Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it correct right now?
No, it's kind of low.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit, but it's still kind of low.
What about right
Give
now?
us a minute, ladies and gentlemen.
Right now?
It's still a little low.
No, that's weird. Let me see. Can you hear me now?
It's still low. It's still kind of low. Do we need you need to exit and come back? You can do that. Because I don't know what
Let me
happened. I
see.
think the sound went kind of low. Give us a minute,
Okay.
ladies
Let's
and
let's
gentlemen. Things
let's
happen.
let's try to fix this. Wait. Is it good right now?
A little bit. Yeah, there we go. I can hear you.
Okay. So
Perfect.
okay. As I was saying, where did I? Yeah. So my experience as far as everything that was into the movie industry in my country was pretty good because I started having roles as a cop, as a Latin lover, for example, doing passion scenes. Because I'm passionate, and of course, I, when I was younger, I used to have a lot of dates. So even that, you kind of like translate it and use it in front of the camera. It works out pretty good, pretty good. So the interesting part is that I got, roles as a psychopath, as a killer, as a good guy, as a dad, as an officer. Every single thing. I was even in a helicopter doing a movie scene. So that's a good thing. And in modeling, you've seen my pictures. In modeling, I also did nude art pictures, which was a total. a total challenge, you know, because besides your preparation in the physical aspect, you know, going to the gym,
Yeah.
working out, the strength of it is how you impact with your glimpse, with your eyes to an audience. And of course, if you're naked with a girl, with a model, there's a lot of important things that you have to take in account because everybody thinks, you know, oh my God, that dude is naked with that flamboyant hat model. He's lucky. But but I gotta
Right.
tell you, when you're posing, the last thing you realize is staring at her attributes. You just focus on being professional and getting
Yes.
the impact as you have it here in your head. So it's interesting, you know, everything that comes behind being a model, training, practicing your expression. It's tough, but it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And you're preparing yourself. And I've learned this working in the fashion business, in this industry, because I've sat and interviewed a few models here on this platform. And they're saying when you're on set, when you're photographing, it's that one thing. That photographer captures that one image, and that one image is it. And so far from what I've seen with your photography, it's very immaculate, it's very beautiful. And I would have never thought about that aspect, but it is a lot of pressure because you've got all eyes watching to see if it is going to be perfect, if it's going to stand the test of time. But you've done that and it came out effortlessly. It's beautiful.
I can't hear pretty much. Can you raise your voice a little bit?
Okay, let me Okay, yes. I was saying that the photography, I've seen some of the photography on your page, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely immaculate. And it is a lot of pressure on models to take the perfect picture because you want to make sure you have the perfect angle, the perfect lighting, the perfect everything. And I've interviewed a couple of models here on this platform, and they said kind of like the same thing that it's all about making sure that you get everything right, everything perfect, because the photographer sometimes can call for something to change just in that moment. And it's up to the models to make sure they stand the test of time. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, you know, you're totally right. You know, being in this industry is all about having patience, training
Yes.
yourself, and it's a career of rejection because you're not gonna be selected in all the roles you cast in. So you gotta be aware of your talents, of your capacities. You gotta be aware of where you're going. Like from day one, I knew and I know I'm gonna be an box office hit star, Latino star in Hollywood. I know that for sure. Even though right now, of course, like in this interview, this is my first United States interview, and it's a huge honor. It's a huge honor for
Really?
me. And yeah, that's my first interview. You're actually my first interview, and for me, that's a huge step because I'm gonna have a lot of interviews live, and of course, being present when I go and start my film career in the United States. But I gotta tell you something. I was lucky enough in 2013 to be in a movie which was filmed here in my country, which won international awards, especially in the Los Angeles Independent Movie Awards and in Hollywood International Movie Pictures Awards. And, you know, filming that movie, which was called The Trap, and having the director travel to Europe and exhibiting the movie in the Cannes
Yeah.
Movie Festival was amazing because I think, and I'm sure, I'm one of the few actors in my country which holds a trademark of having nominations outside of Ecuador, in this case in Los Angeles, which is pretty outstanding, you know.
And it's an amazing experience. I'm pretty sure what was running through your mind because this is like the Cannes Film Festival, which is kind of like a big deal. So what was it like for you being there and your film being nominated?
Yeah, it's really good. And you know what? One of my back kicks, one of my strengths is martial arts, and it also resembles to the acting aspect because it has helped me to actually do action movies, action scenes, You know, my favorite martial artist of all time, of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's the reason
Uh,
why I started on karate and later on taekwondo. What's your favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie? Mine is Bloodsport.
what was that? I couldn't hear you.
My favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, it's Bloodsport and Double Impact. Those movies actually inspired me to practice karate. And I want to show everybody a little bit of martial arts. I'm going to show you a few kicks and how these kicks are actually translated into film. And of course, I'm going to show you my special split in two chairs. I have something pretty good prepared for you. Check it out. I'm going to show you right
All right.
now. This is going to be fun. Look. So let me just set the view here. All right. There we go. Okay. You see the two chairs over there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, check this out.
All right.
This is flexibility. All right. You see? Flexibility. There we go.
All right.
Kya, kya, kya. That's flexibility. This is martial arts. Boom, 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 kya. And of course,
All right.
now I'm gonna show you one of my favorite kicks in martial arts. Get ready, check this out. Ka, 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 ka. I call the Jean-Claude Van Damme kick.
Whoa.
Ka, ka.
All right.
So, you know, that's what I love to do.
And it's great for it's therapeutic. It's great for your mind. Is and you said it's all about being still in the moment. And that's something that I talk about a lot as well too, is practicing stillness and being in the moment, being in the present. So this is very therapeutic.
Yeah, it's all about having a character, developing it, and it's very important for every single actor to find the strength as far as what the actor can actually do. Like for me, one of my strengths is martial arts, but another strength is being passionate, because I'm Latino. We Latinos are very we play a lot with the emotional side of things. Like for example, right now I'm gonna make an improv, right? An improv
All
in
right.
which I'm a huge mafia boss and I have a plan. I have a game plan. And of course, you, Queen, right now are, let's say, the my business partner, but I am making sure you never dare to betray me, all right? So let's do this in 1 minute, okay?
Okay. All right.
All right, let's start. Let me take my glasses off. All right. I've been hearing a lot of things from a lot of people lately. I know we had a deal, but nobody crosses my lines. Tell me something. What were you doing? precisely with Dino Bravo. Why did he go to his office and talk to him? Because I have a lot of people that have told me that you are a traitor. Tell me what's going on. That's
Well,
right. That's right. That's what I knew. You're worthless. You have nothing to say. Why? Because you're hiding that $2 million briefcase you were handed in. That's right. But don't worry, there's a lot of people right now outside your house haunting you. That's right. So right now, get ready for your few final words. Nobody betrays us. We're 100% Italian. You don't mess with an Italian. Come on. Now you gotta tell us, where is the golden jewelry we handed you? Where do you have it hidden? Come on, tell us the truth. Tell us the
it,
truth.
it's in the safe. It's in the safe.
Oh really? Oh really? Is that true? Is that really true? Huh?
Yes, it's in the safe.
You know what? There's no second chances for traitors. In 10 seconds, you're going to experience a huge explosion. And this, for me, will be my greatest pleasure. Goodbye. You know, so this was a great performance in which you know, gave you everything a mafia boss wants his victim to hear, just to feel the power and the wrath and let you know that nobody messes with him. So that's a character, that's a character.
Okay. And you really tapped into that. You really tapped into that. And I had to just come up with something randomly. So again, that experience, that acting experience of being able to have range, and you have that throughout your career. You've done so much. So this is fantastic.
you know, uh, what was your perception on this character? What was the part that you loved the most?
Um, Fear, where you questioned me and you asked me, where is the jury and things. I had to just randomly come up with something. So yeah.
Yeah, and where's the jewelry? You have to give me the jewelry.
Oh my goodness. All right, fashion dolls, it is time for our games here with Juan Antonio. He's going to ask me some questions in the next segment that I like to call Turn the Tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me as many questions as they want. And then the first one is called the Rapid Five. So Juan has to tell us five things that he can't live without. It can be anything, whether it's your favorite sports, it can be your favorite food, it can be your favorite anything, or passion, dream, goal, whatever it is. So, what are five things that Juan can't live without?
Okay, five favorite things, right?
Yes.
Five favorite things. Number one of my favorite things is to learn.
Mm.
And when I talk about learning, is that I'm always reading, completing certifications, like life coaching, because I consider myself like a computer. The more I learn, the more I know, it's going to make me more competitive. So number one, I'd say learning. Number one.
Mm.
Number two, eating. That's
Okay.
my number two
Same
favorite
here.
item. Eating. And I say eating because I love to cook. I would consider myself, because of my hospitality background, my hotel management background as well, a amateur chef. So I cook pretty delicious. I love to bake. I love to cook some lasagna, and I enjoy eating. I love it. You know, my one of my favorite desserts that I'm so good at baking is the strawberry New York cheesecake. That's one of my
Mm,
trademarks recipes.
okay.
So that's number two. Number three would be let me think. Dogs. I love dogs, you know. The name of my dog is Boobak, and I love him so much that every day I sleep with him. He's like my little teddy bear, and that's my favorite animal of them all. So you know, throughout my life, I've had many dogs which have been very special to me, and now that everybody is hearing me, I would invite him to. If you have a pet, you know, treat him as a king, give him the
Yeah,
respects, the time the pet
great
deserves,
company.
because even though people just you know, when they have pets they just say, oh yeah, I have a dog in my house, but you don't realize sometimes that that dog is the one that provides you with sometimes mental stability, the
Yes,
love that maybe the other people won't give you. He provides a lot of energy, and when you get home, you know, not even sometimes your close family is going to just give you the warmest of welcomes as dogs do. So please take care of them. I love dogs definitely. So that's number three, right?
yes.
Uh, number four. Number four. Let me think. Number four. Number four. Well, I can't tell you what I was thinking, but let me think another one. Number four would be. Oh, number four, wrestling, pro wrestling. Yeah, pro wrestling.
Okay.
That's right. That's one of my favorite passions because thanks to pro wrestling, I became an actor. And talking about pro wrestling, I want to show you something. Give me 3 seconds, okay? Give me 3 seconds.
All right. I hope you guys are okay.
Rah!
Oh, you got your mask.
This is Demon, you know. You're talking with the hottest wrestler in the whole wide entire world. You know, Queen, now that you're watching me, I'm gonna just break you in half. And I'm gonna do it in a style just as we love it, baby.
Okay.
That's a wrestling promo, you know. That's how I learned to, you know, develop that character, that gimmick. So I love wrestling. I love wrestling a lot. And that would be number four, right? Number five is martial arts. Definitely martial arts. Martial arts, of course, they have been my passion, and they give me a balance in life. They give me the inner strength that I need as an actor, as an athlete, and precisely have something for you right now that I want you guys to check out. This this is my black belt. It has my name on it, right? And this is very special because it's my first dan degree Taekwondo black belt. It's really really cool, you know. One of my most treasured items I have, because you know I spent ever since I was like 12 years old in Taekwondo, and I
Yeah.
became a black belt first dan degree about 1 year ago. So I treasure this with all of my heart. There's a lot of respect behind this belt. I love it. And here, of course, are some of the medals. So some of the medals I
Cherish it.
obtained
Mhm.
as a Taekwondo athlete in many competitions, and I'm really proud of myself and what I do, and I'm so proud to share with you everything that's very important to me. So that's number five, right?
Yep, that's your five things. And we got a question for you. Shout outs to actress Denisha Lynn. She wants to know what martial arts
Okay,
style do you like?
what's the question?
She wants to know what martial arts style.
Can you repeat the question again, please?
She wants to know what martial arts style.
Oh, it's Taekwondo. Taekwondo is my martial art. That the one that I practice.
All right.
And I've practiced Taekwondo since I was 12 years old. Yeah, what style? Yeah, Taekwondo. Greetings to her name is Tyne Shalling, right? Is that correct?
Tanisha.
Tyne Shalling.
Mhm.
Greetings. I hope you're having a great evening. Oh, Taekwondo. She practices Taekwondo as well. She's beautiful. I love you.
All right, fashion dolls. I had to get some water because my throat was starting to get all scratchy, but it is now time to turn the tables, which means that Juan here gets to ask me some questions. So I don't know what he's going to ask me, but my guests get to ask as many questions as they want. So take it away.
All right. Okay, my first question. Because I'm a TV host as well, what actually inspired you to become a TV host? What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, watching shows like Ricky Lake growing up, and of course Oprah, seeing these women in daytime is what made me want to get ahead on and say I want to. And my mom said she hadn't stopped talking since she got out of diapers. So I knew ever since then I always wanted to be a talk show host because I would line the hair boxes up and stuff, and I would grab like my own little microphone and interview them. I said I'm going to be one of those girls on that box. And not only that, but it's going to be even better because I'm going to be interviewing people as well too. So I knew at a very young age that I always wanted to be a talk show host. And I never really had problems with talking in class because I was always the A-star student. But outside of that, yes, I would call my friends who also went to school with me and stuff, and we would just chop it up about pop culture and so many different things. And they're just like, you should be a talk show host. So that's what inspired me to.
Awesome. That's question number one, and you're definitely right. It's a huge, especially Oprah. It's a huge inspiration. I read about her story, and it's larger than life, definitely. How she was waiting outside the studios prior to become the biggest TV host
Yeah.
in America. Okay, number two. What's your favorite style as fashion kind of like outfits? What's your favorite style? What's your favorite swag?
My
Because
favorite.
you're flamboyant, I love it.
Thank you. And I guess I dress the secret is I dress myself here at Style by Stevie. I put my own outfits and looks together and everything. And so many people take from that. You pull inspiration from so many different places. And for me, I flip through fashion magazines. So my favorite style of fashion would have to be couture. I love over the top drama, just glamour, just over the top exaggeration. I look at different eras and decades of fashion periods, and you can kind of see that um, through some of the looks that I provide for each and every one of you. You see it in the pictures, you see the different eras, and you're just like, oh my God, that looks like something that came from the 90s, something that came from the 80s. So I would have to say couture because I love
I
just
love
over the
just
top
over the top
glamour and rhyme.
and awesome. I love it. I love it. It's awesome what you're saying, and I agree with it too. It's lovely. Okay, number two, and before we go on, I want to send a huge greeting, and I'm gonna say it in Spanish. Bebé hermosa, Irene Espinoza, mi novia, saludos. Te amo mucho, gracias por tu apoyo y pues gracias por estar en sintonía. Esta entrevista es genial y tú sabes cuánto en verdad me he esforzado por lograr esta meta que es mi primera entrevista en los Estados Unidos. Te amo. Yeah, I'm just sending a huge greeting to my girlfriend and she's so happy that I'm right here with you. Her name is Irene.
And I followed her, and y'all two did a beautiful photo shoot together. The vamp, I seen it. The vamp photo shoot is absolutely stunning. So yes, shout outs to her.
Yeah,
She's watching,
totally right.
following. So thank you.
Let me translate that to her right now. Let me translate that to her in Spanish right now. Ella dice, nos felicita por la sesión de fotos de vampiros que hicimos. Ella vio las fotos y le parece totalmente sensacional. Está increíble, dice ella, que te manda muchos abrazos. So I told her that you're sending her big hugs and you're actually congratulating us for the photo shoots.
Yes, beautiful. The photography is just so immaculate. So yes, beautiful.
It was amazing. Great. So question number 3, right? What's your favorite thank you, Tina Shalom, for following me. Thank you, babe. What's your favorite pet animal that you actually love to cuddle with and it gives you a lot of peace?
Well, we got a toy poodle, and it's not ours, it's our brother's. And
Okay.
I brought her on the show with me a couple times, and she just garnered the audience attention. Like they wasn't even focusing on me; they were focused more so on her. And she is so adorable. She's there. She's like therapeutic. She's a breath of fresh air, and it's literally like you said, taking care of a baby. Like these animals are our babies, and taking care of them is just amazing.
Yeah, and you know that little animal, of course, as you're saying, you know, he actually gives you guys makes you guys get the best out of yourselves every single day by giving love. That's why having pets is so important. You know, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it, love it. You know, Irene says that your hairstyle is beautiful and that your outfit is lovely.
Thank you so much. I tried just threw something together, and I pulled from my closet. So I'm always putting looks together, reinventing myself. Like the previous episode before, I did all white look, and everyone was just obsessed with it. And Tanisha, I didn't know Vanessa was your cousin. So
I
again,
didn't know
people are
that too. Oh my God.
you learn
She was
something
on
new
your
every day.
show.
Yes. And we had an amazing time. I was very, very nervous during that interview, but she was so down to earth. And it was magic. It was everything.
You know, and that's why I feel also so proud to be here in the show because of course, Vanessa is a Walk of Fame star, and for me,
Yeah.
being on the same show is an honor. So, Tyne Shalin, congratulations to your cousin, and for you as well, congratulations for being so lovely and following the show.
Yes, and I'm glad to have you here. This definitely, and it's an honor to have you here because this is your first interview with me.
So,
That's amazing.
final question would be, what's the message, the one message that if the world would end in about 10 minutes, what's the one message you'd send to the whole wide entire world? What's the one message?
The one message that I would send to the entire world. Um, live we're now in a time where everybody's looking for something that can bring them comfort, can bring them joy. And if I can be that, I would say live as if it was your last 10 minutes here. Live it, enjoy it, breathe, exist, exude, as you said, flamboyancy, confidence, all of these things. And that's what I want people to take away from that. So live. That would be the one thing that I would want people to take.
That's so beautiful. You know, you're totally right. People now have to be so aware of the importance of time and enjoying, especially because to the reasons we spent like 2 years kind of like plucked off the regular activities we used to do. I'm talking about COVID. So now, of course, we got to value all the time our families, our dogs, our friends, and, you know, move forward with our foreheads high, on our heads high, looking always to attain goals and be successful and be happy.
Tanisha wants to know what is your answer to that question. That's what she wants to know.
That my answer to that question, of course, let me think. Let me think. My answer would be the one message I would give to the world would be um, The one message I would give to the world would be believe in yourself. You know why? Because there's nobody besides you that's going to believe in your abilities, in your background, in what you're capable of.
Yes,
Because, Queen, in this life, even though most people don't believe it, you're by yourself. Of course, your lovely family, your parents, your uncles, your friends are with you. But the one person that walks along the line of fire is you. You're the one responsible for your goals. You're responsible for fighting for what you love. And brothers and sisters, if you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you? But you, you're the one responsible to get up and say, you know what? I'm going to take everything I was born with, all my talents, and I'm going to discover what's my purpose in life. And that's what you got to do. Believe, believe, and believe in yourself because that will absolutely take you to being great.
absolutely, absolutely. And again, so many people have lost hope when this thing struck, when this pandemic struck. Everybody just kind of lost hope, and you definitely have to 100%.
I wanna show you some. I wanna introduce you to somebody very special. If you'd give me a chance.
All
Um,
right. Oh,
her name, her name is Begonia. She's 10 years old and she's a lovely.
and
Say
they are
hi.
maintaining so many great
Say
companions.
hi. She's so lovely.
Yes, she is. They make great companions. They make great, amazing companions. We have two actually. I have a toy poodle and then we have a chihuahua. And
Oh,
the
beautiful.
chihuahua is more mellowed out and toned. Like he sits, he relaxes. And the toy poodle, she's a little antsy. When you get up and move, she'll move right along with you. So yeah, we have two. We have two here in the house.
Awesome. I love them. Dogs are the best. Yeah, she's so sweet, definitely. Begonia's really, really sweet. Great. It's been a lot of fun. Being in your show was something I was looking forward for the past 2 months because I've been having a
Yes,
busy schedule. So the fact that you were so gentle to reschedule it, and of course having me on your show today, is a blessing because this is not just my first United States interview, but this moment right now will echo all of the success, all of the opportunities, all
yeah.
of the great vibes that are totally aligned with my mission, which is to become Hollywood's first Latino big box office hit, baby. So you're part of it, and I'm so happy to share with you.
And I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm honored to have you here. So, what advice would you give to people that are aspiring to become an actor, that are aspiring to get into modeling, because you do photography, so many other things as well too. Like you're in the beginning, like I said in this interview, you're literally the man that does it all. What advice would you give to people that are looking to get into acting and following their passions or arts desires?
Of course, what advice? Okay, I'm gonna give you an advice that you actually apply to every aspect of your life. And the advice is you get out of it what you put into it. Everything you do, everything you do, you gotta give your 100%. If along the way you discover that you're not giving your 100%, it's because that baby, that's not the path you gotta follow. So if you want to start in acting, and if you love acting, I tell you that first of all, you gotta love being in front of the camera, not necessarily on set, but nowadays, with the technology, doing TikTok videos, doing YouTube videos with your cell phone, try to just express yourself, be comfortable with the camera, and of course, if you're on your way to become an actor, uh, you know, create a lot of contacts with producers, directors, create your own database, try to never reject a role, no matter how small the role might be, never reject it because you don't know what people you're going to meet on set, what that role is going to take you afterwards. Another advice is when you reach a highlight in your career, like myself, I was in a TV series which is now airing in one of the most popular Hispanic TV broadcast networks, which is called Univision. So I reached one of my highlights in my career. But when you reach a highlight, a pinnacle, a high point in your career, that's not the end. You gotta keep on moving forward. You never
Yeah.
stop learning. You always have to be aware that you have to still you got to keep on growing professionally, so never stop, never stop. Another advice, and maybe this is the most important one: if you get rejected on a role, maybe one time, two times, three times, God, move forward. Sometimes it's not about something. It's not about your talent. It's not about how good you are, but sometimes it's about the view on the director's head. He might have a
Yeah.
different view on a certain character that's different than the one that you think you've got. So you got to take that into consideration. If you keep on pushing, persistent, if you're so disciplined, trust me, you'll hit the role you're destined to play no matter what. Life's not gonna steal that from you. God has prepared the biggest role for you as it has for me. And today, life prepared for me one of the most awesome roles, which is being the guest in Style by Stevie, which is a total blessing for me.
And it's such an honor to have you here. Such an honor. Thank you, brother. Shout outs to my brother Scott Valentine for watching. Thank you, brother, for coming in. I miss you and text me today if you still got my number or DM me. It's such a great interview. I had such a great time. Thank you, Tanisha. And you guys are not only getting one interview today, you're getting two. So coming up next, we have the beautiful Angel Grant who's joining me, and she's gonna be here. But Juan, thank you so much for this. And shout outs to you and Ira, your girlfriend, for watching. And she followed me, so thank you for following and enjoying the content. Let everyone know where they can follow you and check out your projects and this beautiful photography. Let everyone know where they can check you out.
For me, it's a wonderful pleasure to be part of this show. I'm so grateful. The gratitude I feel for you, Stevie, it's so huge. I want to send a big thank you to the audience that was sharing with us today. Irene, Time Shalin, thank you very much for being here. And of course, I'd like to invite everybody to follow this important, special, and lovable show by Stevie, which is a total blessing. And that opens doors for all of us artists, actors, models to express ourselves and to every single day be more motivated than the day before. Thank you so much, lovely Queen. God bless you. And I hope I'll be joining you in the future occasions in this wonderful show, Style by Stevie, baby. Kisses.
You too. Thank you so much. And the audience is saying thank you, Juan.
My pleasure.
All right, fashion dolls. I'm about to do a test with Angel Grant, and then we're going to jump right into it. I love you all, and we'll see you in the next hour.